You can now create a 360-degree image in ChatGPT. It's as simple as putting in a prompt that says create a 360 image of an astronaut landing on the moon. We can hit send prompt, and it's going to go through and it's going to actually make an image that you can move around. So think of like Google Maps, Street View, where you can like pan the image around, or like a photosphere on Android, where you're going to be able to see the image and then like move around and see the entire world. It is absolutely mind-blowing. You can see our result here, and it looks like just a regular image. There's nothing special about it. We have an astronaut on the moon, and we can actually see Earth in the background. We can see the sun, but when we click into it, you can see at the bottom here, it says enter 360 world. So now we can actually enter the 360-degree world, and now we can actually move our cursor to spin all the way around. So we are literally on the moon right now, and we can like move all the way around. And what's really cool is we can actually zoom in, and you can see, okay, let's zoom into Earth. So we have the ability now to create a 360-degree image using just pure AI. There's another fancy way of using this feature, because now you can actually insert yourself into the 360 image. For example, here I have a prompt that says generate a 360-degree image of a zebra. And if we scroll down, we can actually see our zebra here. I'm going to click in again, and we can enter our 360-degree world. We can see what this looks like. And you can see we have a pretty cool image that we can just like zoom around. Okay, the zebra jumping at you is kind of funny, but you can see, look at the clouds as we like zoom in, and you can see what that looks like. So this is really cool. Then I uploaded one of my thumbnails because I want to use this like cartoon style and this like aesthetic. And I said, hey, have this man sitting on the zebra and have it like the whole entire 360 world, but as a cartoon, which got us a result that looks like this. And you can see what this looks like. Again, really, really cool. It is me riding a zebra in a savanna, and you can see what it looks like as we pan around. So this is kind of amazing that we're able to generate images that look like this now. The newest version of OpenAI's ChatGPT's image model is extremely powerful. So now I have this prompt, and I've uploaded an image of myself. And if you want this prompt, I will have a link below. You can go to franklina.com. You can click prompts at the top. And this one's called the personal image analysis prompt. Come back to ChatGPT and paste it in with an image or a selfie of yourself. And we can actually hit send prompt. You're going to see what's happening this time around. It's going to actually grab my image of myself, and I'm wearing my AI data shirt. So we'll see how that affects it. And it's going to create a graphic analyzing me. Our generation is done. Check this out. Personal color analysis, best in deep blue, cool, rich tones. So you can actually see here, like what I look best in, why it works. And you can see like forest green, burgundy, you can see my different tops. It tells me style tips on my best palette. And then if we go forward to the next one, we can actually see me with different hairstyles. And it generated all this from just like one go based off analyzing me, my face. Up next, let's create some posters based off me. So just like before, we're going to use the stylized travel poster. We can copy the prompt. We can come back to ChatGPT. We can paste it in, again, upload a selfie. And this time around, it's going to create a graphic collage poster based off whatever location we want. So here I have France, and we just have to go along and adjust France to wherever we want. I'm going to leave it as France just so you guys can see the output results. All right, here's our results. This time around, lost in France. Here I am. You can see like the Eiffel Tower. You can see it looks like a really cool magazine that we're just able to create. And it's like me at the center. You can see I'm holding my camera. I have my sunglasses. You can see I'm holding a map. The detail looks really good. Pretty awesome. Another really cool way of using ChatGPT's image model is by generating a massive grid of images. And then you can see all the different variations. And then you can always go back and say, okay, I want that one in particular. Upscale it, make it bigger. This is the one we're looking for. So for example, here again, image of myself. And I said, hey, just do a 100 by 100 image grid of this person in different poses and backgrounds, variations of shots, and no repetition. So you're going to see this time around, again, it's going to make that grid for me. And I can go through and I can say, okay, I want this exact image, upscale it. So if you want to generate massive amounts of images, you can do it all in one go and then just pick out your favorite. You can see the output generation here. You can see the grid of all the different images. So it's just a matter of saying, okay, column 4, row 3, take this image and blow it up, and this is the one I want to see. So it's just kind of a neat little trick to mass generate images, and it does a very good job with character consistency, as you can see throughout. ChatGPT's image model is also very good at generating text. So this time around, we have this one called Breaking Social Media. We're going to put in the prompt, and you can just change the username that you want. Again, upload that selfie, and we now have an image that looks like this. And you can see this one is really cool. So it has Franklin AI, building with AI, code ideas, future tools. I could have said, hey, use this URL, but it made a pretty cool social media page where it looks like I'm literally breaking out. And what's really neat about this one is you can see my face is consistent with my actual face, but it still kept my AI Dana shirt that I have on. So this one is really neat. You can see that ChatGPT's image model is very good at reading images that you upload for character consistency. You can see new features. You can see that it's very good at generating text. This next one is similar to the one we did prior, where it's going to analyze an image we upload, and then from that, it's going to make an image based off of you. So again, this one here, image physique, and you can see what our prompt is. This one's going to analyze the image, and it's going to create a fitness infographic based off height, weight, body type classification, everything like that. It brings you a really fun output. So you can see the image I've uploaded with my AI Dana shirt. We're going to be consistent throughout this video, and you can see it's going to create the little poster for us. So you can see the poster here and the body type classification. Things aren't looking good for me. We can also see the core metrics. We can see the muscle distribution, and you can see strengths, weak areas, and we can see an overall verdict. And I quote, "A solid starting point with a strong potential for a clean, athletic build." Thanks, ChatGPT. I appreciate that. GPT-Image 2 is also very good at following different camera lenses, camera perspectives based off your prompt. So, for example, say we have this prompt here, make an ultra-wide fisheye lens perspective shot from the ground level looking straight up at a woman crouching mid-air between brick building, forming a circular frame around the sky. So when this image generates, you're going to actually see that we're going to have a fisheye lens perspective, and it's going to be shot from the ground level looking upwards at a woman. And then also, if you notice, the next part of her prompt says she reaches one hand dramatically towards the camera and her fingers are spread wide, creating a strong foreground distortion and depth. So it's able to give you that distortion, give you that depth. It's going to give you the fisheye lens, and it's going to be shot from the ground level. That's a lot that we're throwing at one model, one image all in one go, but you can see here that it's doing a pretty solid job. So you can see it had a preview, not generated the better version, and there you go. There it is. Fisheye lens and everything we asked for all in one shot, which is kind of incredible. You can also use it to create infographics, and the infographics you create will actually come out super polished, clean, and professional. So this time around, we said, hey, make a premium infographic for Sam Altman. And we're going to see what it comes up with, because, it is his platform after all. And we put show career phases, impacts, expertise, and positioning. Keep it clean, structured, and professional. And you're going to see that we have the ability to have it research Sam Altman, grab all sorts of information about him, and then bring it back to our image. We now have a clean and professional infographic about Sam Altman. This one did take a while to generate because it was actually researching all the information for this image. So you can see the career phases, impact, expertise, positioning, and it even tells you at a glance. It gives you everything you need to know about Sam Altman, and we did this way quicker than if you had to do this manually, and it does a very good job. All the text is readable, and again, it researched everything for this infographic. And with all that said, because it has the ability to search the web, you can actually integrate that with prompts to generate really cool images. Create a 1940s style newspaper and that style language, but the latest news from today about AI. It reaps rich returns from AI boom. And you can see the Google Cloud record, and you can see all the text is actually readable. This is really cool. I've actually attempted this one in the past using the newest version of Nano Banana, and it had the general aesthetics. It had the general idea. You can read the headlines. You can actually read the text within the paper, where this one you actually can. And not only can you read it, it actually makes sense. That is 10 ways you can use the new GPT-Image 2, and I think it is such a powerful image model. It is easily the best one available right now. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. What have you used it for? Is there any like really creative use cases that you're using it for? Drop a comment. Let me know. Don't forget to like the video. It tells the algorithm you enjoy this type of content and you want to see more of it. So it helps you. It helps me. And don't forget to subscribe. It's free. I cover AI on a daily basis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow with another AI video.
Right there, AI tools, AI news, AI prompts you can use. It's all for free. Just come and see at FranklinAI.com, where you're meant to be.